was in Afghanistan, I was part of a reconnaissance platoon. So our job was oriented in combat. I didn't join for the purpose of like going to war. You know, it was just, I was young. I didn't know what to do with my life. Worst case scenario, when I got out, they'd pay for college. So we're in Afghanistan, and we get attached to this logistics platoon. And they're running a clip. A clip is basically a convoy of logistics vehicles moving goods, food, water, fuel, parts for vehicles, things like that, broken weapons, so on, so forth. On the way there, they'd been having issues, and this is the reason we were attached to them. They've been having issues getting shot at in a certain area while making this specific trip. So they attach our unit because our job is specifically to engage, anti-coalition troops. Typically, when the logistics platoon would ride through this area, they get shot at, and they would just pretty much run. It's not their job to fight, it's their job to get the equipment where it's going. Once we got attached to them, the mission kind of changed. They would run and just keep on moving. My platoon specifically would turn and engage, take care of that issue in that area. So one morning we got up, we got in behind the clip, started our move exactly where they thought, they were going to get hit. The Apaches that they also attached to us to basically scan the area ahead of us saw the ambush, saw them setting up, and so we maneuvered. As the clip was passing through, sure enough, we were engaged. We maneuvered on the positions. After all was said and done, the dust cleared, so to speak. There's one guy that survived, and basically, he was the only guy to survive. He had a radio with him, and on the radio you could hear people asking, what's going on? You need to tell us what's going on. When I brought the interpreter over to speak to this guy and ask him some questions, he had been wounded, by the way. First of all, I asked him, why are you shooting at us? He said, I really don't know. I'm just trying to get paid. So, we started asking him the things we need to ask for military intelligence purposes. But after that, I kind of started somewhat to level with him. Turns out he's 17 years old. Pakistani fighters had come across the border and used their village as a standpoint for them to attack us. Then they started to recruit people from this little village. Before you know it, the only people that were actually shooting were the people from the little village. And the Pakistani fighters were up in the mountains basically overwatching, in a management position. Well, we didn't get any of those guys. The only people we got were the villagers. Miseducation and poverty drove this kid to fight a war he really didn't care about. He just needed to feed his family at the time. Yeah. He was the only one left. And 8 or 9 homes in that little village. The Pakistani guys aren't coming back. And he's going off to prison. 7 or 8 families of women, they have to go back to their fathers now, which makes them, they're already married off. They're not worth anything in their culture anymore. And he was just doing it to feed his family. It kind of dawned on me the irony of it. Because I'm now attending college because I did a job I just needed to do, and it's all paid for by the American government. Wow. The same as him, it's just I was on the better side of the deal.